Please. Morning, how are you?
Good morning.
Would you like it in Arabic? Do you want to?
If someone asks me Arabic, I'll answer in Arabic.
Do you want to listen in Arabic?
No, no, no.
No, no. Okay. So I'll turn this down. If they want to ask you a
Well,
question.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Secretary General, dear Nabil Elaraby, I'm very grateful for this constructive meeting we just had, and I would like to say that this meeting was important for many reasons, not only for the issues which we have on the agenda in this week. It also demonstrates and expresses a key interest of our German membership in the Security Council, the changes in the Arab world and the upgrade of the relations to the Arab League, two of the key interests we have during our membership in the Security Council. The changes in the Arab world, they are breathtaking, and we want to support those who decided to go a democratic and pluralistic way. We will support this in our work as the German government. This week can become a week where we all will build bridges. We will build bridges in this week between countries, between cultures, between religions, between societies. There is no clash of the cultures. There is a clash inside cultures. It's a struggle between open-minded and closed-minded. And therefore, I think we shouldn't follow any kind of intolerant cliches and stereotypes. Of course, we also discussed the specific issues like Syria, like the Middle East peace process. And once again, I would like to welcome the constructive role of the Arab League and the leadership of the Arab League in handling and solving the conflict in Syria. Ich würde gerne, I just will repeat a few words in my native language. Diese Woche soll Brücken bauen. Brücken bauen zwischen Ländern, zwischen Kulturen, zwischen Religionen und zwischen Gesellschaften. Es gibt nicht den vielbehaupteten Kampf der Kulturen. Was wir sehen, ist ein Kampf innerhalb der Kulturen. Es ist ein Kampf, eine Auseinandersetzung zwischen den aufgeschlossenen und den verschlossenen Geistern. Es ist ein Kampf zwischen der Intoleranz und der Toleranz. Die Zusammenarbeit mit der Arabischen Liga und der Wandel in der arabischen Welt, das ist eines der Markenzeichen unserer Mitgliedschaft im Sicherheitsrat der Vereinten Nationen. Dieses war von Anfang an ein Schwerpunkt unserer Arbeit und es wird ein Schwerpunkt unserer Arbeit bleiben. Gerade auch die Aufwertung der Beziehungen zur Arabischen Liga. Die Arabische Liga hat eine bemerkenswerte Meinungsführerschaft in diesen Monaten und letzten 1,5 Jahren eingenommen. Und wir wollen die Arabische Liga auch ermutigen, dieses in Zukunft fortzusetzen. So Nabil, thank you so much for our discussion. Like always, it was very fruitful, and please, why don't you take the floor?
Thank you very much, dear Guido, Mr. Minister. Let me say that we have had a very important meeting this morning, which confirms what we in the League of Arab States knew, that we have a friend in Germany. The microphone is far away and it's too small.
I wouldn't touch it.
Okay, I'll come closer.
The only result will be broke.
I'll come closer. No doubt, as the minister has pointed out, that the Arab world has went through many changes last year, changes that affected the political fabric of the countries. People went to the streets, as you all know, in many countries, including my own, Egypt, in Tahrir Square, and in Libya, in Tunisia, and other countries also, calling for what? Calling for liberty, for democracy, and for the right to live in peace. Now, a change of government in these places is taking place. Not all of them, because each country has its own specific conditions and will change according to its own circumstances. But the main thing is that a movement to the 21st century has taken place. Now we here in the United Nations, in the Security Council, many issues are before the Council. And in the League of Arab States, we are very happy that Germany and Minister Westerwelle himself took the initiative of holding a meeting which will take place this afternoon, where all matters related to the Middle East will be discussed. This is very important. I believe it is a precedent, and I hope, Mr. Minister, that it will be repeated in the future, because one matter that is clearly important, not only for the Middle East but for the whole world, is the credibility of the Security Council. The Security Council is the organ vested with the primary responsibility for the maintenance of international peace and security, and it has to carry out this responsibility. If it not, there will be chaos in the whole world. There is no other organ that can carry that out. In the League of Arab States, we are a regional organization. We are encouraged by the Charter and provisions in Chapter 8 to try to solve our own problems. But once we fail, we go to the Security Council. That's the Charter. That's the law of the earth, not of the land, of the earth. So we have done that with respect to Syria. We went to the Security Council, and we are hoping that the Security Council will be able to carry out its responsibilities. What happened is that some resolutions were adopted, not carried out, and some resolutions were vetoed. So we don't know where we are with respect to Syria. I really pity my good friend Brahimi, who is facing an impossible job, who's facing really an impossible job. But I go back to what Kofi Annan said in his resignation, and it's before you. He attributed his resignation to two reasons. One of them is the obstinance of the regime, and the other is the failure of Security Council to carry out its responsibilities. I think a meeting like today will be discussing the second one, not the first one, and I hope we can reach some agreement. The Council could reach some agreement on how to move ahead. Now, since I'm going to speak this afternoon in the Council, I have to say that the main point in my statement will always be Palestine, because Palestine is the most important problem facing the Arab world since 1948. There are hundreds of resolutions adopted by all organs of the United Nations calling for a certain solution, and nothing happens. I think if we write a book about resolution not being carried out, you will not find a better example than the resolution adopted in the Security Council and other organs that were never carried out. Let's hope that the Council will be able to find a way to give back credibility to it in carrying out its basic responsibility under the Charter. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much. So we have time for a few questions probably, but probably not more than two.
Neil McFarper from the New York Times. Secretary General, good. أولا الحمد لله على السلامة. And هنعمله بالإنجليزي بعد. I had two questions. There was a number of proposals yesterday in the speeches, one from the President of France and one from the Emir of Qatar, about intervention forces in Syria. I'm wondering, am I correct in understanding that has not been discussed in the Arab League? First question. And second, how do you think it would be received given there's been opposition within the Arab League from countries like Algeria and Iraq from too stringent measures against Syria?
Thank you. I think this is a very relevant question. Let me say, first of all, in about an hour we are going to meet. The Arab foreign ministers are going to meet, and these matters will be discussed. I cannot give you exactly what they will say about them, but my understanding from discussion with the Emir of Qatar, is that this proposal does not mean a fighting force. Does not mean that he's calling for a war. He's not calling for a war, my understanding. But anyhow, the matter will be discussed today. With respect to the French proposal, I don't think he was speaking about, again, a fighting force. Maybe the French have been very much interested, and rightly so, since last year, about some safety corridors and about some safety zones. But I have no idea, to be very honest, that anyone is calling for a fighting force to go and end the regime.
Is there a position about a fighting force?
No, it is they're helping the opposition, but no one is proposing sending forces inside. This is something else.
How would that be received by the Arab League, the idea of a fighting force?
It will differ, I can tell you. Wait, I'll tell you in 1 hour if you want.
One question in German. Was ist von dem Auftritt von Herrn Ahmadinejad heute vor der UN zu erwarten?
It's a question to you.
It was a question to me about my expectations with the speech of Mr. Ahmadinejad. Ich weiß nicht, ob das Spiel wie jedes Jahr wieder gespielt wird. Da geht es viel um Aufsehen und Aufsehen erregen. Aber ich werde diese Rede nicht kommentieren, erst recht nicht, bevor sie gehalten worden ist. Eines muss klar sein: ein iranisches Atomprogramm, das zu einer nuklearen Bewaffnung führt, das ist nicht akzeptabel. Und ich schließe mich den klaren Worten von Präsident Obama, die er gestern hier gehalten hat, an.
Excuse me, may I just add something to what I said to Mr. McFarlane? You see, to get a resolution of this problem, either there will be a political solution, and here the government is not willing to budge, or there will be a change in the situation there. The more the opposition gains ground, the more this will be easier. But up to now, it's not yet there.
And if I add also one point, I think we have to be very cautious and very wise. On the one hand, we have to help the people, and we all want to help the people. On the other hand, we also have to avoid a conflagration, which could set one country after the other on fire in the whole region. And this is also necessary to see when we judge.
If I may add also, Syria is at the heart of the Arab world.
It is.
And it is really a powder keg now. It could affect many countries. Spillover could affect many countries. And any more fighting on a large scale will lead to thousands and thousands of innocent people being killed. They are being killed now, but we hope this all will stop.
Thank you very much. Mohammed Alami, Al Jazeera. Mr. Elaraby, question, if I may, in your native language. سيد الأمين العام، في وجه الشلل المضاعف للجامعة العربية ولمجلس الأمن الدولي، ومن كلامكم الآن المتشائم الإشفاق على السيد الإبراهيمي، ماذا تقولون للشعب السوري الذي يقتل يوميا؟ هل سيترك لمصيره إلى ما لا نهاية؟
الشلل في جامعة الدول العربية والشلل في مجلس الأمن هو شلل المجتمع الدولي. النظام الدولي المعاصر قاصر. النظام الدولي المعاصر قام عام 1945 على أساس أنه لا نريد أن نرى حربا مثل الحرب العالمية الثانية. إذا حدث ما يمكن أن يعتبر عدوان أو قتل أو شيء من هذا القبيل، مجلس الأمن سيقوم بردعه. مجلس الأمن لا يقوم بهذا. جامعة الدول العربية لا تستطيع أن تقوم بها وحدها. مجلس الأمن اللي أن يقوم به يجب أن يصدر قرار تحت الفصل 7 من الميثاق. المشكلة هنا هو النظام الدولي المعاصر يجب أن يعاد النظر فيه.
وإلى أن يعاد فيه النظر ماذا يقع للسوريين؟
نحن لا نعيش في المدينة الفاضلة، هذا هو الواقع أمامنا.
Thanks a lot. Matthew Lee, Inner City Press. I wanted to ask one thing about the meeting this afternoon. I've seen a couple of versions of a draft presidential statement that was supposed to come out. The first version didn't mention Palestine. The second version mentioned Palestine, but it's said to be opposed by the host country. I'm wondering if you could, given the importance of Palestine, could you speak what you think about the dynamics in the council? This is to Mr. Elaraby and to the minister. I just wanted to, there was a news report in Die Welt about Germany providing intelligence from a ship to the Syrian opposition through Turkey. And I just wanted, it seems like it's non-lethal aid if it is aid, but could you say what assistance Germany has given to the opposition in Syria over the last few months?
I think I'm not able here to make any comments about what you asked for. The only thing I can tell you is that we support the opposition in a political way. We support, of course, the people in Syria and in the countries and in the refugee camps outside of Syria. And everything else is speculation, and I cannot make any comments to this. And I would like to say about the draft which we discuss in the Security Council for the presidential statement. It's a bit too early at the moment to make comments about this. We are working on a presidential statement, and we will see in the afternoon if it works.
With respect to Palestine, it's the most important issue before the League of Arab States since 1948. For us, the whole tragedy of Palestine started by the United Nations resolutions. And it is the responsibility of the United Nations to try to find a way, and I'm going to say that this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You.